Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. In the Brain Blueprint Express segment, Joanne Eskrelli, the mother of 3 neurodivergent children, shares her life-changing journey with world-renowned brain researcher and clinician, Dr. Robert Melillo, and his Melillo Method.
My journey with autism started on July 23rd, 2014. My second son, at that time I only had 2 children, was diagnosed as profoundly autistic. He was 2. And we had tried everything under the sun. We went to so many different doctors all over the US and internationally. We were, I could say, desperate to try to bring him to what we thought would be typical, what we felt that he was originally before age 2. And also to give my oldest son, who's only a year and a half older, a brother that he can interact with. We did try brain balance. We tried to go there and get evaluated when he was 4, which was in 2016, but he was too severe to be taken in at that time. So we kind of let it drop. And so that's, of course, part of the Melillo Method. We read the book, Disconnected Kids, back in 2016. But again, we were told he was too severe. So we moved on. We tried other doctors, other therapies. I had a daughter a few years later. And then fast forward, I had Julian, my youngest, in 2018. So 2 years later, 3 years later, he's now diagnosed as perhaps moderately to, if not severely autistic. He was about 3 years old. There was no speech. And then my husband took it upon himself to start to research Dr. Melillo specifically. And he found that there's an office that's about an hour and a half to 2 hours from our home. So we started with Julian, started the Melillo Method. We persevered every single day, twice a day. We came here to the office for a full week, intensive therapy with him. And within 2 months, I have a video of Julian bringing me, my car keys and telling me he wanted to go to my mother's house in a full sentence, which was just completely unusual for him. And then from there on out, it was just improvement after improvement. The speech flourished. He started to have a connection with us, to ask questions. And after a full year, and again, another week intensive with Dr. Melillo, I think in 2020, end of 2023 or beginning of 2024, he gets evaluated by the school district and he's now in a gen ed class. With Henrik, it's been certainly more of a struggle. However, we stopped all other therapies. We keep a very clean diet. We have focused on the Melillo Method. And I have seen, again, baby steps, and I think it's because he was 11 when we started. But I have seen baby steps of improvement, more eye contact, more willingness to listen without having sibs, laughing at things that the family's laughing at that, we thought he was never aware of, like jokes, or trying to play with Julian more, trying to play with Lena more. Of course, my oldest son is super patient with him because they were the 2 together the longest, but there's certainly more of a connection with his siblings. He's also more willing to read books. He'll pick out, books that are 4th, 5th grade, 6th grade appropriate about the American Revolution or anything like that. And he'll sit there and he'll read it. And we really feel that he's starting to understand a lot more. His piano playing has just, it's become phenomenal. I can't teach him. I was a teacher myself, but he sits there and he just plays these amazing pieces that I don't know where he's getting this talent from, but it's fun to watch. And I do believe it's partially because of the Melillo Method. And then my daughter, who is also a patient here with Dr. Melillo, has a left brain deficit. She wears the red glasses. And initially, before we started 2 years ago, she was very socially unaware. Had a lot of issues with kids in her class for a long time. She just finished 4th grade now, but from kindergarten through 3rd grade, didn't really have many friends. I would get calls from parents and schools that she's just very handsy or doesn't listen. Her grades were way below average. But again, not autistic, not diagnosed autistic like the boys. Certainly different kind of handicap, if you will. But as we did the Melillo Method with her as well, so we do it with all 3 children twice a day, I have seen her grades improve tremendously. She went from a way below average student to just slightly below average, if not average, and slightly above average in some of her testing. She's more socially aware. She certainly keeps her hands to herself, doesn't touch the kids as much as she used to in the past. She seems to be forging better friendships. And I believe that if we continue with this, she's just going to become more typical with her friends and with her academics. The testament is to Dr. Melillo. He's recovered my child for me. I can't thank him enough. I owe my kids' lives to him at this point. So it's just something I'm super appreciative for, because I couldn't find the answers anywhere else.